Hello everybody, this is James the Bow on Discovering Season 5, dedicated to original people, and we got a special guest on today, Udoyan Akpan. How you doing?
Here. Nice to be here.
Great to have you on anyway,
Thank you.
We've got a lot to discuss today,
Yeah.
we're going to go over your timeline, and also you're on a break at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're just resting up anyway.
Off season now,
Yeah. All right then, let's go from the beginning then.
Okay.
You're a professional footballer playing for Cypress at the moment.
Yeah, playing in Cyprus.
Playing in Cyprus. Yeah, and also Italy you played for before?
Italy, I've played in England and Cyprus so
and
far.
Okay. So where did it all begin anyway? I like to know everyone at the beginning.
Okay.
When did you get into football? Was you a young lad,
Yeah.
young kid?
Now, I wasn't really into football, to be fair. Up until I was like 6, 7, and I used to play with my cousin, and he was much younger than me, so I got a bit jealous that he was better than me, so I got into it just to get better than him, and I found out I was decent, to be fair, so I started playing Sunday League, things like that. Had interest from Liverpool, Everton, Tranmere. There was a week where I went into all 3 clubs, and Liverpool and Everton said, okay, finish your 6-week trial, blah, blah, blah. Went into Tranmere for 2 days. Next day I had the contract.
Wow.
Straight away.
How old was you then?
I just finished primary school, was going into year 7, so about around 11, 10.
Around 11. So from that point, you were spotted already?
Spotted. And I wasn't really into football. I just played for a bit of fun.
You just had the natural gift.
It was natural, I think.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
So down the line now, when you decided, you started taking it more serious, because it's not just about football. It's what you got doing from A to Z, how you got there, all the training. Yeah. How hard is the training? Like,
I'd say the because I think I'm naturally athletic.
Athletic.
As you can see, my family are. My sister's a bodybuilder, my brother's a runner, stuff like that. So I think the natural fitness helped me a lot. The only thing that probably would have swayed a little bit, but it never, because I've got a disciplined African mother, was the mentality and the discipline. When my boys were out after the street lights went off, I had to be inside, stuff like that. Kept me in like under control. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, this comes down to as an African, like Sierra Leone and half Nigerian as well. I think that Africans always put more values on education, on just anything. It's sometimes in this being born here and you mix with certain peoples, it can sidetrack us onto like this is important or this is important. Yeah. But like you have to stay focused otherwise you wouldn't gone as far as you was.
No.
So in Cyprus, nice hot country as well. What's it like being there? Like permanently,
to be fair,
and like
this time round it was a bit easier because Mrs. of 8 years is living with me, so it was the things like cooking and stuff. She'd done it for me. I was a bit chilled. Whereas the times where I went to Italy and things, I was living alone. I was kind of isolated. You know how Italy is. It's a bit. It's not very multicultural, so seeing foreigners a bit strange, sometimes, especially in the places I was living. So, this time round, Cyprus I think it's easy. I lived in a predominantly British area, so it was a bit more easier for me this time round.
Ayia Napa, Cyprus?
It's just around Ayia Napa. It's a place called Proteras.
Oh, okay. Yeah, lovely place, Cyprus.
Unbelievable.
So Italy was more isolated there.
Yeah, I think
that keep you disciplined, would you say?
A lot. Because all I was thinking about when I was going home was the next day in training. You know what I'm saying? Whereas in Cyprus, I was thinking, okay, tonight we'll go for a little meal or we'll go and watch the footy or whatever. Yeah.
So what was Tranmere Rovers going back when you played the Tranmere Rovers?
Okay, so I told you I've signed the contract like after 2 training sessions.
After 2 training sessions.
To be fair, it was a whirlwind. I went from being number 1 to getting released 6-7 years later. But so I got the contract as soon as I went. 2 years of playing. I felt myself improving because when I was much younger, I was raw. I had natural talent, but I was raw. I didn't know really what I was doing. I just run in straight lines and shoot the ball. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As you do when you're younger. So I improved. I felt myself improving. I was always playing 2 to 3 age groups higher.
Oh,
every season.
That's
every season. So at the age of 13, 14, Tranmere come in now and offered me my scholarship, which they're not meant to do. Like, you're meant to get the scholarship when you're 16. So I got it 2-3 years early.
What?
Compared to everybody. So
Advanced.
I think that sort of thing is what swayed my focus away from education. And probably my mum too. She was like, okay, he's already got his place in college, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because I had the scholarship. So it was a good thing, but it could have been a curse at the same time, because if I didn't have the mum I did, I probably wouldn't have stayed as focused as I did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I wasn't in school a lot because there was a thing called day release. So that's when you train during the day. Yeah. And you miss school and you do your homework. In training, you know. So yeah. I done very well at Tranmere. Got 18 there. Getting told I'm going to be the next big player there, blah blah blah. But I think what really swayed for me was my mentality was not correct. I think because I got everything so early, I got a bit lethargic, you know.
Yeah, so, yeah. But as you're getting a little older now, you're kind of finding your way more.
Of course.
Yeah, well, that's just part of life, you know, in itself. 100%. You're only young, and, you know, most 18-year-olds, that's how they're going to be, I'd see it.
Of course.
So, moving on now, so have you changed positions what's your position from...
so when I was at Tranmere, I was playing as a striker.
As a striker?
All my life I played as a striker.
Okay.
But as I've gotten older, I've realised that it's a lot easier for me because I'm very fast, I'm very direct, sometimes to play on the wing. So what a lot of managers have been doing recently is playing me sometimes on the wing, sometimes up front. So I vary between the positions, and I feel like comfortable in any, to be fair.
Yeah.
You've got to be in the modern game. Like if you see Liverpool, Sadio Mane plays on the wing, up front, you have to change about. It's just normal now, I think, in the game. Who
were the footballers who really inspired you growing up, where you thought, you know...
The reason why I started playing football, genuinely, was a player called Didier Drogba from Ivory Coast.
Ivory Coast?
Yeah.
Okay.
Legend. Everything about him, how he celebrated, how he scored, the strength, everything that he done, I could resonate with, because he was a similar build, similar... he had the hunger, especially from the area I'm from.
Yeah.
When you're from Toxteth, all you do is play because you want to get your mum or your family out of the area to progress your lifestyle.
That's
you know
right,
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so I had the same hunger as him.
Yeah.
After I knew that you could make money from football, like the type of money that people make now, give me the fire in my stomach, you know.
And also, you know, one thing as well is, like, I mean, what would you say is the average lifespan? I mean, not lifespan, the football span of a footballer. What's your average retirement age?
It's changing now as the years are going on. It's going crazy. Like you see, Ronaldo and Ibrahimovic, they still play football. They're like 36, 37 years of age. You know what I'm saying? So
okay, so it changed a bit.
It's changed a bit. Back in the day, 32-year-old, it's done. Now, now it's going to 40s.
Okay.
I support Chelsea, and the centre back is around 37, 38.
Fitness getting better or something
better.
then?
Sports science, everything, it's changed.
Okay, that's why.
A lot of things have changed, but before, wasn't so long. Wasn't so long at all.
Because it's interesting when you think of a career, and if someone's an actor could be someone up to 100.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like the woman from Black Panther.
Yeah, exactly. Black Panther, yeah. Amazing.
The old woman, she got the role at the age of like 92. Imagine it.
So with football, like, because it's like a shorter career than most other things and that, it's like you've got to be kind of smart as well, haven't you? To think ahead. Well, you know, this is how long I'm going to last for, and then what you do after that. Sometimes, you know. So I'm sure it's about pre-planning everything, isn't it?
100%.
Also, the scholarship side. You did a scholarship, didn't you?
Yeah.
Now, would you say you were saying about before that it's not taken as serious?
Yeah.
It's more concentrated on the football.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I'd say when you get the scholarship, you know, your main objective is to try and get your professional contract. But you have these tutors that come in and they'll half teach you because they know they can boost your marks up themselves. Do you know what I mean? It's not taken as serious as it should be. It's up to you if you want to take it serious or not, you know what I'm saying? So the educational part of the scholarship is it's a blight. Like, you know, like a lot of lads didn't really concentrate to finish the work. Like I got released and I still had to finish my work for my college.
Okay.
Because I wasn't concentrating at all on it.
Yeah.
And I thought I was nailed on to get an extended contract, you know what I'm saying? So these things happen, but at the end of it, you come out with your level 1 coaching, you know what I'm saying? So if I wanted to stop football now and want to start coaching, I could potentially do it, you know what I'm saying? So it's a good thing. It's a good thing long term.
What would you say was the hardest part about making it as a professional footballer? Now for you, maybe it just seemed easy.
No, it's crazy for me.
But how would you explain that, like that journey?
Yeah, I've been through. So the past, 2019, I come back from Italy. I had to get surgery on my groin. This was halfway through the season. I wanted to do my physio back home because I didn't really get on with the physio in Italy. So I'd done my recovery here, and the team paid me out. So they paid me out. I stayed home, done my recovery until the summer. I left that team. They wanted me back, but I left that team. I wanted to stay at home. So I went on trial in a conference team. Played one pre-season game for them. I was nailed on to sign and stuff. Played one pre-season game for them. Snapped my ACL. This was in 2020 now.
Was that someone fouling you?
No, do you know what? I was
tackling.
running. I think because I was injured and I was so hungry to come back. I think I overworked myself, and I think my legs were a bit fatigued on that day, and I was overthinking stuff because I was thinking, I'm about to sign a contract for this team. Everything was going on.
Pressure.
Everything was going on that day, and I was running. I just remember myself running, and the lads pulled me back, and my legs literally bent and went back straight.
Oh.
So, and then I was thinking, it's nothing. Stuff like this happened before.
You get a lot of injuries, would you say?
Oh yeah, you get a lot of injuries, but the small injuries.
Small injuries,
but when you've had no contact, and then you feel a bit of pain, you think, it's nothing, because you're used to getting kicked and whatever else. And then I've got home, and my knees just went like a balloon.
Wow.
And I knew. After that, I knew. So I've come back from an ACL, but because of the perk I've had of being a professional for Tranmere is you get a PFA card, and both of my surgeries I got to do them private because I got insurance of playing professionally for Tranmere.
Oh, excellent.
So every player that's played in the professional league, they get this card, and you can use it for whatever you want. If you're addicted to gambling, if you're trying to look for work, stuff like that, they pay.
Yeah.
You've got a budget where they pay. So I've been lucky in that term that I've had the privilege to go private and things, make the process faster, you know what I'm saying? So that was a good thing. And then I literally 2 days after the surgery, 3 days after the surgery, you could ask my mum. I was crying. I wanted to quit. But as I say to my missus, I don't think anybody in my position would still be playing football. What I've been through the past 3-4 years, they would not. They would have gave up because I was injured twice. So I've missed 2 seasons basically. I've missed 2 seasons, and I've recovered, and I've come back, and now I'm playing professional football in Cypress. Do you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And a lot of people in that term, especially around COVID times, they would have give up.
Oh yeah.
All the places I remember trying to train, and I was trying to train on the Astros with my personal trainer, and they wouldn't let us on because COVID. You know what I'm saying? So we had to find a spot of grass to do my recovery. A lot of people would have given up.
Interesting when you mentioned about COVID as well. I mean, like, how hard was that? Like, I mean, the change all of a sudden.
Yeah, crazy.
Was everything more just pressure?
It was crazy. Yeah. Much more pressure because I was trying to do things that I needed to do in the gym, places like that. I couldn't use them. Couldn't get in. A lot of teams didn't know what they was doing the next season. So I was thinking a lot of things. I was thinking where I'm going to try and go. They're not going to even be. Because how I thought COVID was going to be forever, and a lot of lower teams were going to lose their budgets, and they were going to have to fold and stuff like that. So I was thinking, I could potentially not play football again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
so a lot of things are going through my head.
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, you got to be mentally strong also, and physically strong.
Yeah.
Also, funny enough, we met about support before.
Yeah.
And gambling.
Yeah.
Because I hear this a lot with
Footballers.
a lot of footballers have gambling problems.
Yeah.
And I mean, it can be that bad where, like you said, they can get support and help from this and that.
100%.
Yeah. Wow. So, and also like just like the lifestyle.
Lifestyle for sure. I've seen a lot of things. Do you know what I mean? Like in football, especially in England, you go to train 9 o'clock in the morning. You finish around 1 o'clock. If you want to do your extras, you do your extras. 2 o'clock, you're finished. So somebody that's earning around 400 a K to 4K, especially in the lower leagues anyway, a K to 4K in a week with how many hours in the day left?
Oh, of course.
What are you gonna do? You know what I mean? You're gonna try and find something, especially your missus works, your kids in nursery, whatever else.
Yeah.
You've got time to blow with your mates after. Do you know what I mean? Especially when you finish half day.
Yeah.
So I understand it, but I've never been in a situation where I've done any of that because, as I say, I go back to my roots every time. I still imagine my mum shouting at me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's how it actually is. All my life I've been disciplined and I've been on the right path because my mum, like I live, you know where I live? I live middle of Kingsley Road, and nobody that I grew up with is doing the correct things. You know what I mean? And I say to myself, how come I'm not doing that? But it's because I've been brought up. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, wants the best for you.
Exactly.
And that's so important because you can easily get sidetracked
100%.
by, because there's not a whole lot of opportunities out there anyway. To put it that way. So
100%.
Just to be able to go in the direction of a career as a footballer or anything like that, that's an accomplishment.
Yeah.
And you're stuck at it, which is important.
Yeah.
Now, your roots is Sierra Leone and Nigerian.
Yeah.
Now, I know you've been to Sierra Leone.
Yeah.
Yes, so tell us a little bit about Sierra Leone.
First time when I went, I was a little trooper, man. I went, and when I went, it was, I don't know if it was that far after the Civil War, but what I remember was seeing a lot of amputees, but like they were still happy because they were still alive. Do you know what I'm saying? Our family had a big complex compound with 2 gate men. You know how it
Living
is.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The front garden, there was a hair salon.
Yeah.
And it was just vibes every day. Like, wake up at 6 and people are doing what they want to do, like selling cold water on the head. Stuff like that is just stuff that you'll never forget. Like, I need to go back soon. Do you know what I mean?
Is this because where you have the city life?
Yeah.
And then there's the village life.
Yeah.
What would you? Is it more city or village?
I'd class this just as
like
just the outside of the city.
Outside of the cities, yeah.
But like where the houses are, so like it's like living on the outskirts of
the
town,
nicest parts. They're the nicest parts.
Yeah. So you're close enough to go to where you need to go. You know what I mean? So it was nice. It was a nice experience. I just the main thing that I remember is getting chased by a goat. That's the only thing. I was a little kid, so I just remember getting chased by a goat, and it was a good experience. I would love to go back very soon, but the best time to go to Africa is in December for Christmas.
Well, I've been in Gambia in December, and that was amazing.
It's the best thing. Wow. It's the best thing. They celebrate Christmas differently, don't they?
Totally differently.
So I'd love to, but with football, it's difficult to get out in December. You know what I mean?
So I'd love to try that place anyway, Sierra Leone. Because I like your style of cooking as well.
Everything, yeah.
I think Sierra Leone and that's probably one of the top ones.
Yeah.
Top food in Africa. Also Nigeria probably after that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
But your mum's an amazing cook anyway.
She is.
So I've had many birthdays.
That's why I'm a big boy, man. That's why I'm a big boy.
Yeah.
So when I'm out there, I struggle, to be fair, because I'm so used to my mum's cooking that when I go away, I feel like my body just like deflates a little bit, to be honest. But I've tried to find my way around it.
Can you cook yourself?
I can cook, but the problem is getting the ingredients that you need over there.
So what you'd be better doing is taking
ingredients,
a bunch of ingredients out there.
Yeah,
most definitely. Yes. So also, have you been to Nigeria before?
No, but I'd love to go to Nigeria.
Yeah. I need to get there myself. Like
I think it's one of them places where if the people really did come together, because I had a friend, my friend in my team is Nigerian. He's a proper Nigerian boy. He was telling me a lot of things about how the government works, about how people are jealous of each other. And he was basically saying, if the people in Nigeria wasn't jealous of each other and they come together,
powerful.
That place would be the most powerful place in the world.
Most definitely.
But
yeah,
what he was telling me is the president of Nigeria, he's being controlled by a higher power from a different country.
Definitely.
And he acts like he doesn't know anything about what's going on in Nigeria.
Yeah.
But he's obviously taken
the
money
corruption,
from
bribes,
there's a
and all
lot
that.
of corruption.
Yeah.
And that's the downfall of Nigeria. As you see, places like Ghana, I know it's much smaller than Nigeria. They're elevating right now because all their people, they've come together. They've realized if we come together now, we can make this place a different type of Africa for everyone else to see. Do you know what I mean? Whereas in Nigeria, they don't have that.
It's a real shame that though.
It's a shame, yeah.
You know, if they did pull together, you know, where the part where my tribe from Ijaw tribe, Delta State, the amount of oil that is down there, you know, how can you? But it's corruption.
A lot of corruption.
You know,
and the main thing for me is just jealousy. It's jealousy and not wanting the other person to win.
A large population, biggest population is Nigeria, isn't it? You know, in Africa. So, I mean, it's a shame. I mean, I hope to see, hopefully things change in the future.
100%.
You know, I mean, I try to think positive.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, one thing we hear about Africa on the media, the news, we all hear about negativity. It's all poor. They only had slavery, no civilizations and that. But that's the whole point why I do this show, to speak on the positive black excellence. And dealing with civilizations, I mean, West Africa, all Africa had civilizations predating Europe, even Asia, and also brought civilizations into their places. So now it's unfortunately since the transatlantic slave trade, there's been like a dominance, you know, where it's superiority, where they can write our history.
Yeah, I agree.
But we need to research. This is why it's so important to research ourselves.
Exactly.
And this is why I always ask everyone on the show the importance of African history.
Yeah.
Everyone who comes on, musician, sports, you know, anything what you do.
Yeah.
What would you think is a good reason to see, it's very important to know our history?
Okay. For me, our history is very important to me.
Yeah.
Just basically because my mum, my family, my nan, they've made me be a part. I feel African. When I go to different countries, to my football and stuff, and they ask me where I'm from, I'll say straight away, my mum from Sierra Leone, my dad's from Nigeria.
Yeah, proudly. Yes.
Where there's a lot of black people that will say, I'm French.
Yeah.
I'm English. You know what I mean? And I've played with a couple of people that do that. Like, they're embarrassed to be from Africa, whereas I take pride in being from Africa because, for me, a lot of things that we do is an influence to the world globally. Our skin colour, our hair, our style, our dance, our physical attributes is a big influence to everybody. Massive. So I'm very proud to be African because I think that's where life started.
The original peoples.
100%.
Definitely.
And that's why I think, for me, it's powerful to say I'm African. So.
And if the world understood humanity beginning in Africa and the greatness of Africa, there would be less racism on the planet.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, if parents, if they're not educated to give their children knowledge, then who's going to give them it? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
We can't rely on the schools to tell the truth. They're just rewriting history all the time.
For sure.
But definitely, I'm really appreciate recognize the importance because all we see is the negativity.
We see these the on the TV, the flies on the kids' heads. No food. But a lot of people in Africa live better lives than people in Europe.
100%.
I promise you. And the only reason that a lot of Africans come to Europe is because the overpopulation in Africa, because they need to get away to make a little bit of money to take back home. But the problem is they get stuck.
Yeah,
because England's a trap. Europe is a trap.
I totally agree with that.
So you come here and then you get these bills. You owe this money, you owe that money, and then by the time you know it, you can't get back home. And then so the smartest people and the richest African people live in Africa. They don't live anywhere else, and that's where a lot of people go wrong. They think the richest African people, they live in America, they live in England, they don't.
Yeah.
They take them that money and they can build a house triple the size of the house they can buy in England, in Nigeria.
See?
And they own land that they'll never be able to they'll never be able to own here.
And the funny thing is about that, people need to know that, because some of our people are afraid, even just to travel to Africa.
Exactly.
I'll go to this place before I go to Africa, where Africa, I mean, you've got to go, you've got to mix with the local people, learn about them and that. Yeah. And it's the thing of what you just said, feeling as an African. Now, the feeling, knowing and feeling, because I feel like an African from a child.
Of course.
I have an African mind. I might not be born there, but it's installed coming from my grandfather.
Me too,
you know what I mean? And I will never let that go.
Yeah.
Same, I have children. I'm passing that knowledge down.
For sure.
Because I know how powerful it is. And it is about the feeling like an African.
For sure. 100%.
Where this is the way you extract the passion when you feel. Because your mind, I mean, you can try, I know I'm originally from Africa, because on my Trinidad side, I know that we went through the transatlantic slave trade. But at the same time, I was always deep and wanted to acquire knowledge. So on my mum's side, my mum done a DNA ancestry. And the majority of African that came up with my mum was Nigerian. And I was like, wow.
Exactly.
And you know, that was like something, an eye opener for my mother, because she never knew.
And that's why I've never understood back in the day, the little Caribbean African beef.
Yeah.
Because we're all from the same place.
Well, it's like, it's America, the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Some people got a story of, your people sold you into slavery.
Yeah.
You know, there's big misconceptions.
Yeah, it is.
At the same time, corruption or people who can be corrupted has been going from the beginning of time.
Yeah, for sure,
It's individuals. It's not down to, you can't blame a whole country because there was some corrupt people who got put into power by the European or anyone else, you know. So,
sure.
So anyway, you like to travel also, don't you? We're talking a little bit about traveling.
Yeah. I do. I'm lucky because I can travel and play football at the same time. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So I've unlocked something that a lot of lads from Liverpool are scared to do, especially from the northwest.
Yeah.
Because I've only seen a lot of Londoners go abroad when I've went abroad, but a lot of lads around here are comfortable because they're in the mindset of, let me work a part-time job. I'll play non-league and I'll make enough money to be able to buy this car and be able to take my missus out, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Whereas I come out my comfort zone, and it's benefited me now.
Yeah, of course.
And I come out that comfort zone not knowing what was going to happen, but now it's worked in my favour. So travelling is part of my job now, so I'm going to love that forever.
Amazing.
And from Cyprus, you never know, next year I could be in Turkey, year after I could be in Saudi Arabia. And that's how things work when you go abroad.
You're just flowing with it.
Exactly.
Flow with it, isn't it?
Whereas if you stay here, you're only going to stay here, especially when you play lower leagues. But a lot of lads don't understand that. And what I was saying to my friend the other day is, at the end of every month, I probably take the same amount of money as someone in League 2 because I don't pay for bills. I don't have to pay for my house.
Yeah.
I get a free car off the club and I take my wages, do you know what I mean? So a lot of lads don't understand that. So they'll stay here and say, let me wear this flashy clothes. Let me wear these flashy clothes so everyone thinks like I'm a footballer. But really and truly, you're a part-time footballer.
Yeah.
Playing and working. So, and you're trying to show off about things that it's not fully there yet, do you know what I mean? So I'd rather be away, not think about materials as everyone does.
That's right,
Everyone does in England, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not materialistic when you go abroad. I can go out in my flip-flops.
Because you want to just be yourself sometimes.
Exactly.
It's not about like being noticed
Proving
every minute by someone, getting
100%.
an autograph or something, you know.
100%.
You want peace, relax, and just
peace.
be with your peoples and
Exactly.
normal life.
I play football for fun. I don't. It's not one of them where I'm trying to be someone I'm not. I do it because I actually love the sport and I love.
Yeah.
As I started just to get better than my cousin.
Yeah.
And now I'm carrying on to get better than myself last year. Do you know what I mean? I'm not playing for the reason why everyone else does, and that's probably what keeps my head.
I see you're very humble as well.
Yeah, I am.
That's great.
From my mum, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Been raised to be humble.
Yeah.
From day one. I'm not better than no one. I'm nobody. You know what I mean? I'm nobody. I'm just a lad. I'm a lad that's trying to. I don't want a job, so I'm doing something that I enjoy.
Yeah.
Getting paid by it. I don't. When people say professional and footballer, I just say I kick football. I play football.
Yeah.
I enjoy football. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's nothing. I'm not trying to. I haven't got no ego about football or whatever, because at the end of the day, footballers are all humans. You know what I mean?
That's it. Yeah.
All human beings. And if you keep that mindset, you can go as far as you want in the sport.
Most definitely.
When you get lost in your head, that's when things start to change.
Well, some of them have like to go arrogant or have a big ego or whatever like that. Yeah,
that's when things start to change. You know what I mean? So.
But then what happens when they go too far down the road with that is like you can't have a conversation with just an average person. No. Say that they grew up with, or you know, it's all prestige. It's all. If anything, fake.
Yeah, it's fake.
It's false.
I don't like the fakeness. And you know, what made me realize, to be honest, if I didn't get injured the times I did, I could have been a different person. You know what I mean? But that time I was injured made me realize, bro, you're a human. You're a human being. You're nothing special. Do you know what I mean?
Well, the interesting thing as we're on this topic now. So, say like you're mixing with other football through your experience, whether it was in England, whether it was Cyprus, Italy, whatever.
Yeah.
So you've probably seen a lot of people there where they show off arrogant and maybe don't want to like talk to a particular person and like, but to be around that and you just stay humble and be you. Don't let other people change you. You know, that's what it's about. You know, being yourself, who you are.
For sure,
You know,
that's all it's about. And as I say, I still speak to everyone in my area. Every mom and dad that I know from my mates and stuff still say hello, how are you, how's everything? Because I'm nobody. And as I say, even if I play in Cyprus, it's not in special. But if I was playing for Liverpool, I wouldn't be different. 100% wouldn't be, because I know how it feels to lose it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because I went from being a footballer to being injured, and when I was injured, the people that was calling me the footballer was putting their heads down when they were seeing me now, because they know I wasn't active anymore. And when I come back, oh, there he is, Udoyan, you know what I mean? So I know the difference and how people switch up and stuff like that. So people are humans. Humans always are gonna make mistakes. So I don't blame anyone. I don't hold grudges. I'm one of the nicest guys you'll meet. You know what I mean? I don't really care if you've made a mistake, or if you wanna blank me, or if you wanna. Okay, I've done it before. You've done it before. Do you know what I mean? It's being a human. You make mistakes. You know what I mean? So that's all I see it as. Yeah,
that's it. Anyway, though.
Exactly.
Well, I really appreciate you coming on today.
Nice one.
You know, I mean, we've dealt with like your timeline, also the importance of African history.
Yeah.
And you know, I like how you're wise to everything.
Yeah.
You know, because there's a lot of propaganda that gets put out there about us.
There is.
Now, one last question before we go.
Yeah.
And this is very important. Racism in football now.
Oh, yeah.
Racism in anything, but football was one that caught me from young, watching John Barnes, you know, people throwing stuff on the pitches and shouting stuff. How hard was that part, or was your generation, it got better?
To be honest, I think I was caught in the middle of both sides. So as I was in Sunday League and stuff, there was the narrative of BBQ, Big Black and Quick. That's what a lot of like people would say, Big Black and Quick. That's all he is, Big Black and Quick, which would dismiss any finesse, any skill of a black kid. So straight away, there was the stigma of, he's just Big Black and Quick. He can't play with the football. He's just Big Black and Quick. Put it in behind.
Oh,
it's gonna
okay,
run. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the bit I dealt with, and then as I got older, I think being black was starting to get more cooler. They started to play more Afrobeats in changing rooms. They started to think, okay, because there's that black player that's got technique, that he can do that. We respect him now. Do you know what I mean? But back in the day, I just don't understand what was going on. There was a lot of, even now, there's still racism in football. The other week, people were throwing banana peels on the pitch.
Still,
you know what I mean? Still till this day.
You know what though? Like the problem with that is as well. Like people, it's like they're allowed to them.
Yeah.
Because if you're serious and like, you know, you make this a serious offence or a serious issue.
But let me ask you a question then.
You know.
Well, let me ask you a question. You go to a game, any team in the Premier League, go to a game, what colour is the majority of the stands?
White. Yep.
So there's only white people there. They're gonna be talking about the black guy because there's a bunch of white people there, and there's a black guy that's made a mistake. They're gonna be talking because that's what happens at home. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when there's a black guy there, oh no, I love jollof rice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like typing stuff on the internet. Like right now, the footballers get comments, they get messages, a lot of explicit things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just how people are nowadays. They hide behind it, but to your face, I love jollof rice. I love this, that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
So it's a difficult one to challenge. I don't think you can stop racism, especially in England. And I think the how to end racism is everyone that's got African descent, go to the continent where you're from, and we live like the white people live in Europe.
Even better.
You know what I mean? And we build, like there was a tweet that went up the other day. If all the African players went back home to play, the Premier League's finished.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Premier League's finished.
Yeah.
Because the best two players this season for me in the Premier League, Salah and Mane, where are they both from? Egypt, Senegal.
See, you know.
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
We dominate the league. African people dominate the league. So if we
Yeah.
went back and started our own Premier League, they're not making money.
See, people need to think of these things, you know, as
Exactly.
the future goes on. You know, it's one thing on the continent where try to remove this corruption,
Yeah.
but there has to be a connection with people, the African diaspora,
Yeah.
and people in Africa.
Yeah.
But if there's a disconnection,
There's a big
this
disconnection.
is what's holding us
This-
back.
this is
And
the
like you
problem.
said, we just need to get there, all of us,
Yeah.
and connect, whether you're
Connect.
from America. Well, what I do like actually in Ghana,
Yeah.
I see a lot of Black Americans going
a
to
lot.
make a new living there.
Even English.
In England as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
I thought that was like really inspiring because
Yeah.
Ghana looks amazing,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know. I mean, I'd love to go to Nigeria to be able to set up a place and that,
Yeah,
but Ghana is a lot more easier.
It's easier, yeah. And
And
the people are more
I
chilled.
hate to actually say that,
Yeah, same.
but
so
I have
do
to tell the truth.
Yeah, of course.
You know,
so
so
do I.
that's what it's about,
No,
isn't
it's
it?
true. It's true. They've overcome their problems in Ghana, and now
Yeah.
they all work together. Like there's a rapper, Lethal Bizzle.
Lethal Bizzle, yeah.
There's a couple of them. They partnered up together, and they made luxury apartments that you'd see in Dubai, and they've just finished the project like last year. And I'm just thinking, imagine all the players, all the musicians, everyone come together. The richer people from Nigeria come together, or the richer people from Sierra Leone come together.
Wow.
And created projects at home. Even if it was one building, it's going to change the mindset of a lot of people.
It is. It's about changing that mindset.
Because imagine
Yeah.
a young kid that's only seen huts or half-built houses, drives past that apartment, and then now in his head he wants to be an architect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the difference.
See, it's about reconnecting and connecting with the African spirit.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Because if we don't reconnect, we're always going to have this problem.
I agree with you.
And I think a lot of not just Europeans, other people around the world can give treatment of African people bad.
100%.
Some places, China, India,
Yeah.
all over. So it's not even just. But I believe that if we did all come together and became stronger,
Yeah.
put more things together, positivity,
Yeah.
people would look at us differently.
Way differently. And I think a lot of the non-African, non-black people,
Yeah.
they see the disconnect in black people,
Yeah,
and they use it to their advantage. Do you know what I mean?
that's right.
So black on black crime in one neighborhood,
Yeah.
they're just gonna look at that and say, I knew it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
We're letting ourselves down as much as there is racism out there. We're not helping ourselves a lot of the time by
Exactly.
making gangs, gun crime, knife crime, stuff like that. It's not helping the image of what we actually are, and we're strong, black, independent people that are trying to make a living for our families to get a better life. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
tough.
Well, where we're up to now with your what's your plans? Are you looking to stay Cyprus, or do you
Yeah,
think you
so-
could move on to another place, or you're happy where you're at?
So right now I'm
You're only
it's
23,
still,
aren't you?
yeah, I'm still young. I'm just trying to keep on playing. Have a breakout season. Hopefully, that's this season. But in terms of contracts and stuff, I'm still speaking about stuff now. Probably I'll be going back to Cyprus. But in the future, I want to travel more. I want to try and play in places like Malaysia,
Nice. Yeah.
Thailand,
yeah, yeah.
especially because financially, right now, in the position I am, as I say to a lot of my mates, look, not everyone's Jamie Vardy, the guy that's going to make it at 26 in the Premier League. It's not possible. That's the 1%. Like, it's not going to happen every time. So the mentality I have is try and make as much money as I can with my feet before they give in. Do you know what I mean? So if that means me going to play in the other part of the world, Australia, etc., I don't mind. I just want to do what I love and make an earning from it. So right now I'm just waiting on the next deal, and then we're gonna go from there. I'm not making no plans, and hopefully if the deal comes through that I'm meant to get, I could hopefully get some sort of international call up, or even go and train with the national team, you know. So
and you'll be ready.
I'm ready, of course.
That's it.
So yeah, we'll see.
Well, I want to thank you very much anyway, Udoyan Akpan. You know, it's a pleasure to have you on anyway, and
thank you.
You know, that's what it's about getting guests in from all over the place. You know, and I want to thank you very much anyway.
You too.
This is James DeBow on Discovering Season 5, dedicated to original peoples, and we are here today, and thank you very much.
Thank you, bro.
Look forward to watching this back.
Yeah.